change the measuring rod to the smaller rod for 410 and 28 gauge, first you will remove the ring at the back end of the measuring rod. That's done by using an Allen wrench that's supplied with the gauge. You can start it into the nut, spin it out, remove the ring. With another Allen wrench also supplied, you will loosen the pinch bolt. Just a little bit is all you need to loosen it. You will then slide the rod out, set it aside, take the smaller rod, slide it in, and now it's very important to align the ball on the rod with the ball on the end of the indicator. The two need to be lined up very accurately. You can start by getting them very close, looking both from the end and the side, lightly snug the screw that clamps the rod. I have to put my glasses on to be able to see this close, and I am lined up in the one direction and I am not lined up in the other direction. So I will need to rotate the rod very slightly, which you can do by loosening the pinch and just rotate it until the two line up from both directions. I am not lined up, and this is something that actually takes You will notice the two balls are lined up with one another right now. You'll also notice that the gauge is reading nowhere near zero. We're going to snug the clamp that holds the rod. We will reinstall the finger ring. Snug it. Once the rod is lined up so the ball on the set screw in the rod lines up with the indicator ball, it is necessary to re-zero it. The zeroing process is done by rotating the plastic ring on the outside of the indicator. There is a clamp screw that will snug it, so once zeroed it can stay snug. But to zero it, we support it, pinching at the ball, and then rotate the dial until the indicator lines up with zero when it's supported with a finger at one end and pinched at the ball with the other. At no time do you ever need to do anything other than support the other end of the indicator or the other end of the gauge by anything more than one finger through the ring. To do so, which I'll do right now, will change the reading. As I put my hand on it changes the reading and will not give you an accurate reading. So if you just use a finger through the ring, that's all that's necessary for zeroing and for measuring with this indicator. Early gauges were supplied with a setting fixture for zeroing the indicator and supporting the rod. I really recommend you do not use this. It works very well until it slips off the end of the rod and the gauge ends up on top of the indicator on top of the table. Having damaged one myself, I recommend you go back to using just fingers as I had described, which is what we had done initially. Barrels can be measured from both ends, though generally speaking this gauge is good enough. If your barrels are getting much thicker as you get towards the end of the travel of the gauge, it's generally not necessary if the barrels appear to be good inside. However, on barrels where they seem to be thin, I will definitely measure them from both ends, though I will not support the barrels from the muzzle end with the support rod. Worried about damaging the muzzle end of the barrels. I'll support them off the edge of the table. So I'll show you in just a moment. From the breech end, it's much easier if you have a second person. I usually don't, so I will start the indicator that way. But you can support the barrels on the edge of a table, rotate them, and you can measure them. With this gauge, you can measure 32-inch barrels completely.